Morning, everybody, and how are you on this amazing Monday morning? It is the Morning Blessings, and welcome to the Morning Blessing. I am Tessa-Marie, and it is 7:59, so here I am. It is Monday, the 22nd of April, 2024. Bright and sunny, nice temperature. The sun is out to warm us up. And so we bring the morning blessings, and here we go. So today, hi Jean, good morning. Thank you for coming. Today, the morning blessing to you is where? That's a big one. That's a small. Just a few words, eh? Well, just one word. 5 letters? Yeah, 5 letters. So good morning, my dear Jean, and welcome to the morning blessing. So our number for today is where. And everybody's going to be wondering, why where? You see, where is that word that many people get, and sometimes they don't get it. And it's the word that starts a question. So that's why I gave it a question mark. So today, in my mind's eye, where are you now? Where are you going? And where have you been? So this is what it is. Where have you been? This is the first one. The last shall be the first. Where have you been is really important. So this morning, when I got ready to think about the morning blessing, it just came. Where? There are 3 questions I have for you to answer today. Where have you been is number 1. So we're going to do number 1. Where have you been? I'm not referring to physically being somewhere. I am asking you to come to the realization that you, though, is always the precursor or the prerequisite of where you have been physically. So, hi, Juliana, good morning. How are you feeling? No, Juliana, Nancy, good morning. How are you feeling today? So, yes, it's where. It's not where you have been physically. Has nothing to do with that. Where have you been? I'm not referring to your physical whereabouts, where you were, what you asked. I'm asking to come to the realization that your thoughts is always the precursor or prerequisite of where you have been physically. This is the time to see if you have been, where you have been is where you desired to be. Because many times we are somewhere, we have been, we remember, and then we are in the moment. So where are we? We're in the past. So where have you been? Hi Lisa, good morning. If you have no idea where you have been, it's hard to figure this out, because it's where, always where. Where have you been physically is not the question. It's where have you been in your thoughts? Because where your thoughts go, that's where you go. And many times we do not realize that, because we just think if we have thoughts that it doesn't matter in our life, but they do. And so did you let your thoughts push you into the place you found yourself? Was it your thoughts that made you make that choice, that decision? Was it? Because you have to know. And you have to ask yourself that question. Is that what you plan? Or did you plan it for someone else and now you have lived it? And that is where you make assumptions, and that is where we gossip, and that is where we found opinions. So many times, everybody, welcome to the morning blessing. Instagram is a little bit glitchy today. So every time we choose to let our thoughts take us wherever it goes, then we are not aware. That is why I never thought that this would happen to me. But if you want to think about it, what were the words were you using that caused you to end up there? And that is something to be aware. The more we get in the awareness of our thoughts, then we will watch what we're saying. It's always a thought. It's a trigger from the heart to a thought. And then it comes out. And sometimes the thought is so strong that everywhere we go, we talk about it to people and we tell them that. We say it. And it is wrong. And many times we never remember, but that was your destiny. My friend had a situation in her life where she was being divorced or separated, or was one of those stages, And she decided to leave, pack her bag and her kids, and she had already planned properly, so she wasn't going to go nowhere and had to come back to where she was trying to get away from. So she took off and did her thing. But in the process, before she left, when the spouse realized she's leaving, he told her, I will see to it that you get nothing for the house. You'll get nothing. That's what he said. And she left. She didn't say a word. She just said, I had to go. So I took my kids and I left my 2 kids and I took off. I did my life. I got there. And then fast forward, this person is in need of some sort of help as they got sick. And she had to go. And many people said to her, you shouldn't go. Many people said to her, pull back. You shouldn't go. Remember all the bad things. And she asked me, and I said, listen to me. It didn't start like it ended. You had some children out of it. And, just go. So anyway, she said, why you said that? I said, well, I have 2 parents that would have opposite views. My father would say, well, here is that thing you use and just get rid of that person. And my mother would say, well, you have to do the corporal works of mercy, feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, take care of the sick, all of that type of stuff. So fine, I choose for you, my mother. So she went and she did what she had to do. And just maybe a month before he died, he said to her, did you know how much money I got from the sale of the house? And she said, no, I don't know. He said, I got $750. That's all I got. And she said, okay. And she walked away. And then she called me to tell me, because she had gotten her full share, which is maybe about $30,000. But he was so determined for her not to get anything for the sale of the house, he forgot that he was also part of it. He lived in the house for almost 2 years and ran it down. Never paid mortgage or lights or anything or taxes. Guess what? It comes out of the share of the person living in the home at the time. And he was upset. But I said, did you tell? She said, no, it wasn't going to sink in. So that is sometimes when you are having an experience, or somebody that's having an experience, and you see that, a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, you said this, and now you're experiencing it. You cannot really get them to understand that then, at the moment. But what you can do going forward is from now on, when somebody is saying something, or you see where they're headed, we can always see where they're pointing. And that somebody begins with the somebody that is inside of you, me, you. Many times you have to pull yourself back from the edge, because when those thoughts and those words materialize in the ethers of life, it is you. The universe does not discriminate between what you wish for yourself and what you wish for others. What you say is what we get. Whatever comes out of our mouth, that's what we get. It's better to hold the mouth shut. It's better. I talk a lot. So when I am in situation like that, I put the glass or cup, whatever I have, right to my lips, and I just sit there with it there. I am so focused on making sure it doesn't come out of my mouth. That sounds like me and my ex, but I planned and never went back after leaving with Michael and Brooke. Yes. So she had a plan and she didn't fight him. He just ended up like that. So that's why I say, where have you been? That's the question I'm asking, so that we can realize this is the time to come to the conclusion that where you were up, where you is direct linked to where your thoughts desire and your desire have been. Did you do it for somebody else? Did you like where you were? Or did you despise where you were? And if you had that experience, you have to ask yourself this question. Hi, Yuko, good morning. Where have I been in my thoughts and in my words? And whose life did it affect? Did it affect me, or did it affect the person I send this energy to? So this is what is where. That word is where. Is very powerful. Thank you, Yuko. Where have you been is powerful. when you ask yourself that question. Because I don't like to look back, but we can only learn from the history of the past. And the first set of history to learn is our history. So our thoughts and our words does not affect somebody else, no matter how angry we are. It belongs to us. We grew it, we made it, we breathed into it, we put energy into it. And it works both ways, So if you were planning to manifest something in your life, the same energy you put in the angry thing, you can switch it to say, I will make it. I've got this. I'm pushing forward until I get there. And if at the end of the journey you didn't get there, it's okay. You know you did your best. And once you have done your best, the only thing you can say is, I did my best. And once you finish a sentence to the critics that told you you did this, and they will use words like this to you, struggled and you rah, rah, rah. And you say, yeah, but through it all, I did my best. I always do my best. So that is where you have been on the positive side. But where you have been, if you look back and you're experiencing a pain and a torment and a need and a disaster in your life, ask yourself the question, where was my thought? Not your physical body. As I said, is that what you planned? I ask you, where have you been? I am not referring to your physical body. I'm asking you to come to the realization that your thoughts is always the precursor or the prerequisite. Good morning, Kathleen. How are you feeling today? Of where you have been physically. Our thoughts is what put us in that situation. Good morning, Erika. Where have you been? Your thoughts has placed you in the physical place you do not like to be. Or your thoughts have placed you into that amazing place where you were. The point is always realizing what you experience, whether you send good vibrations to somebody else and did not make faces. All your pain and your torment and your regret comes from your attitude towards others and sometimes towards yourself. So that is why we have to be aware that works both ways. The universe, God, the planet, the energy, whatever is out there, does not understand that you meant it for somebody else. The man said to my friend, I will make sure you get nothing for this house. And because she left him there 2 years. And he didn't pay bills, he didn't do anything, taxes or nothing or mortgage. And all that came from his share. On his dying bed, he said to her, all I got, do you know how much I got from the sale of the house? And she said, no. $750. That's all he got. Because all of his expenses, including child support, came out from that. But that was his wish, though. That's what he said. But you cannot decide what happens in my life. When you speak, you're only speaking about what happens in your life. If you put somebody down, that person will rise. Because you do not have the power to stop them. But when you are stopping, the only person is you. So where have you been is always where your mind and your thoughts have been. The other question I ask you is, where are you now? Are you in the same vibration, or are you now aware of the moment of now? What can you do now to change your thought? This is where awareness is running in. Come in and check on your awareness. Get into the awareness of the moment. It is to take the time to push through the thoughts that are coming in your mind. They are affecting your now. So Junius, hi, welcome. So the thoughts you're experiencing now are going to affect your now moment. It's going to wreck you in the moment. Where are those thoughts? We already know that the horrible thoughts of the past has dictated our life and not the life of the people that we thought it for or about. Many times the person isn't even aware you're having those thoughts and you're spending that time. So now you know that. So now is the time to be aware. Get into the awareness of now and control your thoughts. Keep your thoughts on your positive sides of your life, not on the negative sides of somebody's life you want to deliver for them. You are not the GPS, you're not the UPS, you're not FedEx. You cannot take a parcel and drop it in their lap when the parcel is addressed from you to you. Your words only talk about you. Your thoughts only talk about you. And my cousin once said, after she said something horrible, I told you what she said to her daughter. She said, "Oh, I can cancel. I said, "You're going to do what?" I told her the energy has already taken it to the end of the world already. You cannot cancel that. But it was from a mother to a child, so it came with pain. And for both of them. Because the daughter was upset and she was upset. So the pain was hitting them both. And that is why we have to be careful where we go. Now, this is where awareness comes running in. To get into the awareness of the moment is to take the time to push through the thoughts that are coming in your mind. They're affecting you now. Anger, jealousy, gossiping, making assumptions, saying things about them they don't know. The thing is that they don't know. And you're angry too about yourself. And why though? Why are you angry about you? If you do not like something about you, you can change it. If you don't want, you can make some effort. You can work towards putting it together as you like it to be. And of course, none of that is easy. It's easier said than done. It requires a plan. It requires every moment to be aware and to say, no. I have already lived that stupid attitude of mine already. I have already lived that attitude of criticizing people already. I know the results. What I wish for my friend, I'm wearing it, I'm walking in it, I'm feeling it, it's anger. And my friend seems to be just going ahead and living his or her life in their own way. And there you are carrying that heavy bag and you're going through a desert because that's what is dry there. Sand dunes after sand dunes after sand dunes. Dragging that bag and the sun is beating on you and you're sweating and you're paining because you know that. You've seen the results. You have lived the result and know you are here. The thing is what do you do with the moment called now? There is so much for us to see in that moment that is called now. There are things we can see in now that if we take the time to look at what is happening right now, we will see that life is evolving around us. This is spring, people. Things that are green and luscious are coming out of the ground. So now, enjoy that. They were dormant. You had a special plant, maybe in your garden or somewhere, and all of a sudden, it's blooming a little. What do you do with it? You nurture it. That is what we have to do. Hi, Okugwana. How are you from Japan? So what you have to do is hold on and pull it a little bit more. Pull that positive thought a little bit more because be in the moment, aware that it's 8 o'clock and the sun is still up. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon a few months ago and it was dark. And the sun, there was a time last year, we had 21 days in January of no sunlight. None. And I haven't counted how many days we had this year, but it was a lot. So what is going on right now? Where are you now? That's the question. We know where we have been and we do not want to go back there. It was nice. And even if it was nice, we cannot recreate it. So we have to be in the moment of now. What is happening now? Where are you now? And what are you doing to make sure it is better than the where you have been? And that is awareness. When you step outside today, and if you go and you're passing somewhere and you see a tree, stop for a moment and look at the tree. This is the time when we have to come out of our caves. We have been hibernating all the time. So were the plants, and now here we are. And where do you want to go depends on where you are now. Where you want to go depends on where you are in the moment called now. You cannot go anywhere unless you take control of now. You cannot manage the future unless you are aware of what you're doing in the present moment. it takes a lot of time to cultivate what it is you're looking for. But if you have it, you have to realize to put the effort and the strength in it. Try it for 1 week. Do exactly what it is you desire to do for yourself right now. Regardless of who else needs you for a moment, say to yourself, I need to put effort into getting me to where I desire to be, or where I have looked ahead and seen the picture. Because what you're going to get tomorrow morning, what you're going to get at 8:30 today, has already been decided in the moment called now. And that is why we have the 3 wheres in our life. And the third one that I have for you is, I should maybe finish reading that to you. So we had the assumptions. They will pull you where you know for sure you do not want to be. It is the same thing that you do, and you repeat the past in now. If you do that, and you remember anger, jealousy, assumptions, gossiping, you're just repeating the past in the present moment, which we shouldn't. And where are we going? Third question, where are we going? Do we know where we're going? If you do not know, look at your thoughts. Whatever is in your thought is where you will end up. Wow. Yeah. Whatever is in my thoughts, Tessa-Marie. But it wasn't about me. It was about, hi, Peter, good morning. It's the 3 questions. Where are you going? Do you know? We don't know. But if you do not know, look at your thoughts. Whatever is in your thoughts is where you will end up. Keep your thoughts now on your highest goals for yourself. You must do that to stay on top. And let your thoughts be uplifting, for what it is now in your thoughts will be your tomorrow. Yeah. Where were you? Where have you been? Where are you now? Where do you plan to go? So we know where we've been. We know the regrets. We know all the horrible things we said about others that we lived, or we saw people who did it and they lived the prophecies of their tongue. And now we have a choice to make sure we do not do that. That we watch our thoughts, because our thoughts become words and our words becomes our reality, good or bad. The universe does not care. So change your thoughts, change your life, Jean said. So true. But where are we going? We are only going as far as our thoughts can take us. Nowhere else. We are not going anywhere else except where our thoughts is going to take us. Because what we contemplate, that is what we become. What we put in as what we're going to get. So where do you want to go? Do you want to repeat the past of where you were with the horrible life or the horrible situation or the fighting or the anger or the this or the that? Did you look at somebody that was quite loving and caring and saw something you didn't like that you wish they would be sick or die? Did you do that? Because if you did that, you lived it. But now, in this present moment, you can choose how your tomorrow will be by being aware of your thoughts and your words and your action, your energy, where you put in it. If you can dream it, you can have it. It might take you longer than you think, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and you need 1 brick to start to build the wall. And if you don't get it, turn on the headlights of your car and see how far you can see. You do not see to the end of the journey. You see 100 yards and no more. So breathe into the moment of now, realizing whatever it is that you're experiencing now or you're putting into you now is going to be what you're going to get. Choices and decision in your thoughts, your words, your actions, your belief. Let others live their life. Let people live their life. Do not stand up and say, because it worked for you, that doesn't mean it's going to work for them. Even in children, they sometimes have to hit their head against a brick wall for them to turn back. And that could be very young. And it's always a teaching. Every time you talk to a person, you're teaching. Especially the young. Make sure what you leave is in the root of them, is something that will help them to move forward in a great way, to realize it's okay. Somebody else can have an opinion. Somebody else can do this. So can you. So whatever is in your thought is where you will end up. Keep your thoughts now on your highest goals for yourself. You must do that. Stay on, and let your thoughts be uplifting, for what it is now in your thoughts will be your tomorrow. Which will be yours. Persist on it. If you hold on to it, be present in the moment. Can you be that person? Do not criticize them. Leave them alone. Ask yourself the question. It is the answer. If the answer is no, then accept others for who they are and accept yourself for who you are. What will be your present moment? Can you be that person that will pass it over to somebody else and say, here, this is what I did. You can have it. It's good for you. You can keep it. Because we need to ask ourselves that question. Which will be your persistent moment, your present moment? Hey, how has that been working for you? Ask yourself that question. You know you were thinking that thought yesterday, and you woke up today with the same thoughts. That's why they say we have 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are the same every day. So make sure today you have one thought that is not the same as yesterday. One, just one. And that thought will be the first thing you do, and criticize yourself this morning. So if you did it already, make sure that habit of always seeing what is wrong with you first thing in the morning, you change that one. Instead of staring in the mirror and seeing wrinkles and this and that and all of that, see something else. Yesterday on the self-care show, because I was showing how to apply the oils to your eye, over here, I took my glasses off. And I think it was Amma. She said, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how your eyes were so bright without the glasses on. But she saw that. So for one thing I didn't do, I never take it off because I can't see really well to read. So she saw that and she brought it out. No, I was aware that this looked different. It felt good. So I looked again when I was done. I said, yeah, it's true, it is bright. So that's what I mean. Look in the mirror. Instead of seeing the wrinkles in your eye, see the clarity in your soul. Because your eye is the seat of your soul. That is where you really live. I remember once doing some part-time work at the post office because I wanted to buy a brand new car. So I was working 4 to 10 just for the fun of it, to get the money to do this. And this lady on the line looked at me and she said to me, you know something, Tessa-Marie? Your eye is, and somebody you might be smiling, and if they look at your eye, they know exactly what you're thinking. And she caught that. So I was aware all those years. I must have been 23, all of those years ago. So one of the things we have to remember is this: we send these energies out there. So when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, do not see the wrinkle here. Do not see this. Do not see things that are not positive. See something. It could be the texture of your skin. It could be, wow, you know what? My skin looks refreshed. It looks vibrant. That is, and what about your teeth? They're white, they're nice. You brush them, you floss them, you take care of them, and that's why they look like this. So see that. Uplift yourself, because in uplifting yourself, you're uplifting others. You cannot criticize another human being if you are criticizing yourself. If you do that, then you'll go criticizing them. But if you see good in you, you will not go there and say this and that about somebody. Leave them alone, for goodness sake. They're going and doing their thing. Spend the time now for tomorrow. So, yesterday is history. What matters is the present, and what affects the mystery called tomorrow is what we do now. What we do now. You want to be better at something, then do it every day. And as you step up, when you step up to do it, whether it's preparing a meal, whether it's clipping your nails, whatever you're doing, put yourself in the moment and say, it's going to be the best. You have to. for us to move. You see, the change everybody's craving in the world, because they're saying we're so mean to each other, starts with each of us just doing one good thing for ourselves. One good thing for ourselves. It has that thing of just leapfrog to the next person. If your energy when you enter a room is nice and warming and calm, other people will gravitate to it. But if you're cold like a fish, people will circle you like a shark, but they will not come close to you. They'll just circle you. But if you have that energy that you're satisfied, you're not angry, you're at peace, you're at rest, you can tap joy, you see your nature puts you in an awesome attitude, you see grandeur in the simplest of things, people will come to you. And this is what for sure we want to do. So where you've been, where are you now, and where you're going is important. So wonderful, amazing people. It's 8:30. I have to get my hair cut today. So Kathleen, Lisa, Yuko, Jean, Rita, and Juliana, thank you, wonderful people, for hanging on. The trust is that you got something from today. I have to get a haircut. As you can see, it's too much hair for me to manage. So I have to go get it shaved this morning, and the appointment is at 10, and I have to be there and get ready and get there. So I'm leaving you guys with just those 30 minutes. Thank you, Jean. So trying to teach this to another person is extremely difficult. My husband does not get it. We cannot teach people things. We cannot, adults, especially men, they cannot change, right? You cannot get them to change. You cannot make people change. And my dad had said that is a woman who said, oh, when I marry him, I will change him. She said, those muscles don't change. They're tight. They're perfect. They'll drag you down in the gutter with them, but they will never come up on the sidewalk to meet you. These were my father's words to me. So this is the one thing we have to remember. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, Jean, be the change that you want. So you just go ahead and be the amazing you. And, excuse me, he might show up or he might not to do that. But you have to change for yourself, not for anybody else. And sometimes they will pick up a little bit of it. But that anger, man, and talking harsh about others is terrible. So everybody, have a great day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful and amazing day. I'll talk to you guys later. Love everybody and take care of yourself. Remember, it's the now that matters. Where are you now? Ask yourself that question at least once today. Love you. Bye-bye.